Okay, guys, hello. Hopefully your November is going well. I apologize for the music in the background if it's too loud. I just got it on a classical channel. Alright. Oh, Capricorn. Alright, so these are the original zodiacs before they changed them to the 12 zodiacs and dropped a FKyeah. January 19th to February 15th, the Goat, Spleen, Saturn, Lead, Tiger's Eye, Adrenals, Amethyst, Saturday, and Garnet. Capricorn. Alright. Limited to a small group. Belligerent. Waging war, a nation, a state, or waging war. So maybe you're having to deal or come up against a few people, a small group of people, and they've been waging war against you, or you've been fighting against them. Sometimes when our insecurities get in the way, we tend to start wars with other people when really it's just us fighting our own shadow side. If you're aware of this, then you can take hold of your emotions and do whatever it is that you need to do for you so that you can keep the peace, or at least kind of stop it where it is instead of it being escalated or you escalating it. Let's see what we got for Capricorn. What do we got for Capricorn? What are you up to? Well, whatever it is that you're going through, you're finding some solace or sun. You're finding the happiness within yourself. Maybe you're keeping away from whatever it is that's kind of pestering you, which is good. Keep up your good vibrational frequency. Do what makes you happy. Maybe you're doing some reading, novels, or any kind of trilogies or something like that. I'm picking up on reading. Instead of waving a white flag, you're waving a red flag. That's your root chakra. So that's basically your drive, your motivation, what keeps you going. Please keep going. If anybody's around you that's kind of knocking you down a little bit, then they don't need to be around you. If you can't really choose and it's just situational, then you have to be able to find your own space, your own peace, and just kind of keep that. I might even turn the music off just because it's singing and I don't want YouTube to flag it as not being able to be shown. What else do we got for Capricorn? I've been trying some new neat things with my own gifts lately. I don't know if you've been doing this. I've been using the translator, not necessarily Google Translator, but like the translator, and letting whatever flows into my mind come out my mouth verbally. And some of it is foreign languages that I don't fluently speak, and then it actually translates into whether it be like a sentence or a phrase or something like that. And then if there's something I don't understand, what I'll do is I'll highlight a specific word and then I'll just research it. King of Cups in the upright. I think you've put yourself on your own horse, your own pedestal. I don't think you really give two shits about the people around you or whatever they're trying to start for you, which is good. You stay in your own lane. You have a cup to offer. It seems like you're a little unsure of what it is that you offer, but you know you have something, so that's good. Behind him is a design here, and automatically it's giving me owl's eyes. Let's see if how I can do this. Right here, it's kind of giving me the vibe of owl's eyes. So owls usually signify knowledge, wisdom, teaching, learning, and all that fun jazz. You're very focused on whatever it is that you're doing. Very focused and determined. Maybe it's just in making yourself happy. You did have the Sun card here. Typically read by a laser optical scanner. Maybe you need to go to the optometrist, or you just recently had a visit and news was good. Maybe it's you're just laser focused on doing what it is that makes you happy and you have 0 fucks to give. Good for you. What else do we got for the goat? Capricorn. Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to take that as the upright. It's kind of hard when you're in the car and you don't have a table to put things on. Maybe you don't feel like you have a table to eat at. You just sit on a couch or something like that. You eat by yourself. Listen, we all have to go through a period of time where we have our moments to ourselves. That's supposed to be like hermit mode. We're supposed to learn from that and go within. So don't take it as like a form of punishment or that you're being abandoned or anything like that. If people have abandoned you, well, then that was a form of protection. They're not supposed to be in your energy. Clearly, whatever it is that you're dealing with, you're just focusing on what makes you happy, your main deal. I was going to say your main bag. Maybe you're focusing right on your money right now and there's nothing else really interests you. So it's like wake, eat, sleep, go to work sort of routine. What else can we get for Capricorn? Bevel. B-E-V-E-L. An instrument for taking angles. An angle, not a right angle. Slant, oblique. Beveled or beveling. To cut or bevel an angle. So maybe you take a different approach than most people. Whatever it is that you do, you clearly don't cut corners, but it may not be like a right angle. So what other people would consider to be doing things the right way, you may do it a little bit oblique. You may do it a little bit differently than most, or there's some sort of pathway that may not have been the one that you would have chose, and you kind of have decided to just go on this route. What else can we get for that one? Deficient, defective, imperfect, or not adequate. So you could not be feeling it's good enough, but you're more than content. You're more than happy anyways. Defective. Usually defective can also mean like you've separated from whatever would be considered like military. Defective, as far as I think that word means as well. Like you've separated from something, or it's just not being efficient or effective to you. Maybe it's the way of the Matrix or whatever it's got you doing, this whole 9 to 5. If you want to start up your own business, by all means, go ahead and do so. Obviously, it's only as easy as we make it, right? We can make it really difficult. And of course, things are put up in our way, but it's only how we react to it emotionally. Mask. A cover for the face, a masquerade. You could have to wear a mask at work, which you don't really like. A sort of play common in the 16th and 17th century. Pretense. To cover with a mask, to disguise, to hide. You could be hiding your true intentions or how you truly feel. If you're really happy and you're kind of going with your own cup of love and you have the Wheel of Fortune in your favor, you're not really telling anybody at this time, which is not a bad thing. Keep your cards to yourself. Something about a curfew. Maybe you feel like you have to be home by a specific time. If you're a grown adult, that doesn't make sense in my mind unless you have to get up early. Don't be staying out too late. Remove. Combining form to dis, or un. So to take away. Maybe you're taken away from whatever you've been going through, your lessons that you've been learning. Good for you. If you've actually been learning lessons, you've been breaking the barriers and breaking the curses or the cycles. Keep doing so. What else can we get for Capricorn? Feels like you're being covered up. Again, this comes to the whole mask or masking or being covered up. It doesn't feel like you're covering something up. It doesn't feel like you have anything to hide. I'm not getting like a sneaky kind of energy. Standing tall. Support. Innocence. Maybe you're aware that when it comes to family or business, whatever it is that you have partook in, there is an innocence there. You might have been persuaded to do certain things. Success. So keep on your Wheel of Fortune. Keep it in the upright. Keep your vibes high. Use that solar energy, that sun power, that solar plexus, inner child. Do the reading or whatever it is that you enjoy doing. If you have a dog, walk your dog. Get out in the sun. What else do we got for Capricorn? What have you been getting into? You finally been speaking up and saying your truth. Good for you. Ace of Swords in the upright. Finally. Oh, I like to see that, Capricorn. I think the last couple readings I had for you, you weren't really speaking your truth. You were a little unsure. Or maybe you were, but it's only when you were really pushed to the brink. Bringing some form of comfort. That could be where the solar energy is coming from. The Sun card. Acceptance. Isn't it a nice feeling when you finally get to that moment in time where you have full acceptance of what is? You release and let go of anything that's outside of you that you cannot control. You speak your truth, which brings in the good luck from the Wheel of Fortune. It keeps you on the upright because your vibes are high. So now you're calling things into you instead of pushing it away. You may still feel like you're being covered up a little bit, but that could be something external of you. That may not necessarily be you, or it could just be a physical covering. Like I said, a mask, or I don't know if people still have to wear masks at work and stuff like that. Good for you. I'm very happy to see that. You're wearing your crown. You might even feel a little bit charitable. Maybe a little bit giving. See, as this man's giving some money to this other person here that's he would consider, not to saying you're judgmental, but you would consider has less than yourself. So that's also how you give back into spiritual energy as well. What you give out is like a spiritual bank. I don't know if you know who Cat Williams is, but he speaks about this. It's like a spiritual piggy bank. You have to invest in it. You have to give into it in order to get back. So you have to do good for others. You have to give of yourself that which you have extra of. Well, I shouldn't say have to. It's a choice, really. You have to be able to be willing to do so in order to get things back. And it does feel good. You're doing studying. Ideal. What do we got here? Representative who speaks for someone else. A spokesperson. A mouthpiece. Like I said, you're speaking your truth finally. You could even be speaking on behalf of other people. That might have been what motivated you out of your comfort zone. So you may not have stood up for yourself at first, but now because you're speaking on behalf of other people and you kind of are enjoying it for justice-wise, now it's allowing you to speak your truth as well. So that could be, it's not necessarily you're handing out money or cash or clothing or anything, but you're just helping other people out in that way. That's very nice to see. Good for you, Capricorn. What else can we get for you, Cappy? Capricorn. What else are you doing over there? Lovely Bones. Isn't that a movie? That's a sad movie. Don't get caught up in emotions or things that are already past. You're already at a good place. Stay where you are. Don't get focused on the negative, okay? Hermit in reverse. So maybe you're coming out of Hermit now. You've done some self-reflection. You've done some introspection. You've done what you needed to do. You're kind of coming up out of it. And we all go through periods of that in and out of Hermit mode, which is healthy. You have to be able to sit back and sit with yourself for a little bit and just kind of take it all in, process it, decompartmentalize it, or have that acceptance and that understanding in order to move forward in a stage. So I think you're well on your way already. I think even though things are a little bit flipped upside down for you, you're not really confused about it. Anything that's out of your control, I think you've got that full understanding that you can let things that you have no control over go. It's not your concern anyways. What else do we have here? Hunger. You could be fasting at this time, or you have a hunger for maybe knowledge, an uneasy sensation occasioned by the want of food or craving for food, a strong or eager desire to feel the uneasiness or occasioned by want of food, to desire with great eagerness. I got the study earlier, and this I'm really picking up. Just because you're not in hermit mode doesn't mean you're not learning stuff. You could still be learning about other things too. Everything around you, other people, you could be studying. You could be wanting to learn more, whether it be religion or spirituality. You're being more honest with yourself, which is gaining you your happiness and clarity, which is really nice because it's almost giving me like a comfort feeling, like you've had a breakthrough, you finally get it. Not that you didn't get it before, but I think the ego got in the way a little bit because of some of the traumas that you experienced in the past. And that's not a bad thing, okay? It's a bit of wholeness. A statement before discussion. A statement before discussion. So you declare something before you get into discussion. Good for you. Let's see. One card left up here. What's that? Ooh, the Hierophant. You could be making some judgment calls or setting your boundaries high. Might very well be more open now to listening to spiritual guidance. This could also be a fatherly figure that has an impact on you. It is in the upright. He could be doing some changing. Or she, mind you. Because there's some mothers that play both roles. Mother and father at the same time. Whoever this is, this energy here seems a little bit more of a higher ranking. And calls the shots. But the Roman numeral, the V up top, that's giving me change. So there's some sort of change happening, and that could be to do with the roots too. There's a lot of green and red in this card. So you got heart chakra, root chakra, and then these two, is it seraphim or cherub? I can't remember. Cherubim? Anyways, whatever spiritual messages that you're getting, you're actually listening to, which is nice. It's like a breath of fresh air. I'm seeing a silver van, so maybe you're kind of in between. Okay, what else can we get for you? Vitality. You could be feeling very vital and strong at this time, or it could be like the masculine version. Not necessarily masculine, but I'm getting a lot of masculine energy. But the whole, I wouldn't say lust, but feeling alive and that eagerness to, I don't know, you don't have to procreate unless that's what you want to do. You want to start a family, then good on you. Okay. Illumination, such as a small picture or ornamental letter in a manuscript, miniature. There's something that's reminding you of something else. So maybe you've already viewed a letter that somebody wrote you, a writing. Maybe you've kept a memento or something. Most people I know have like a little keepsake of different things they put on the side that they keep for later, whether it be a photo album or letters or pictures or cards, postcards, whatever you want to call it. This one I'm getting is like a handwritten letter. And it's also brought you some clarity that you didn't maybe see before. An ornamental letter. Could be nice writing. I don't know. What is that? You could have been in denial before, but whatever this is, maybe you, at one point you read this letter and the way you looked at it before was from a negative viewpoint, and now that you're reading it, it's got a whole other meaning to it because you've already gone within. You've done the hermit. Okay? You've already gained that happiness within yourself. It was a little bit shaky start at first. But whatever it is that you did it with grace. It took a little bit of encouragement from yourself. But just keep going. Keep doing what you got to do for yourself. You could be feeling neck pain or shoulder pain. Okay. What else we got here? Resentment. Feeling of anger and ill will, a grudge. Resentment, offense, feeling of anger at some supposed insult, an ombrage. Resentment or temper as from a blow to one's pride. Offensive, liable to cause ill will or resentment, invidious. Okay. If you have any sort of negative energies, do your best to transmute them. This could be what somebody has for you. Okay, and whatever they have is their problem. That's their energy to carry. You don't have to take on that energy. Let's say somebody's in a bad mood and they start just ripping you apart or picking at you or even belittling you or making you feel like shit. That's misplaced anger. So what they're doing is they're taking that anger and they're just kind of throwing it at you because they don't want to take a look at whatever is really bothering them. If this is you, this could have been what you felt in the past that you released. That's why you have that sense of acceptance. You're letting go of the anger. You're letting go of any grudges or resentment or offense taken because words were spoken. Like I said, you're speaking your truth now. This is either you or this is somebody close to you that's spoken the truth that brought some clarity. But whatever this is, this feels like not revenge, but more like finally it was fucking said. Finally, the mouth hole opened and the words came out that was spoken. Finally, I said what it is that I've been feeling and holding back all these years. And underneath almost looks like clouds, but to me, I just see like, it almost seems like water, which is symbolic for emotion in itself. But you've got a firm grasp on that sword, and you're not dropping it at any point. If you've said something, you meant it. You meant it very clearly. You stated it calm, and like I said before, it's your energy, and there was a response that was associated with it. So whoever said whatever back in return, maybe it was this figure here, or maybe it was pleasantries that somebody said back in response to your words because you were generous with it. But it puts your wheel of fortune in the upright. This is a gift. Right here. Gibo. This is a gift. It's also 10. That could be decibels, so something to do with sound. Maybe you're listening to music more. It can also be with the solar plexus as well. Because if you think of like an hourglass shape or where our belly buttons are right in the middle of us, that would be like X marks the spot. That's your solar plexus energy, which I associate with your inner child. A lot of happiness, a lot of fulfillment. So far, so good. What else can we get? What else are you doing, Capricorn? Still feels like you're kind of standing in the back of a crowd. If you've already spoken up once, you can do it again. Don't hold back. Risk, hazard, peril, jeopardy, to hazard, to dare, or to undertake. Maybe you feel it's a form of risk to speak some more than you've already spoken. And right underneath risk is river, a large stream of water on land, a copious flow, abundance. It goes, I think it's tied together. In your case, Capricorn, it really feels like the more you speak your truth, the more that the wheel of fortune is going to turn in your favor. The more that you'll gain your abundance, that which you've been waiting on for a long time, it feels like. Carriage, peace. Also seeing the word cheap. Maybe you're just not spendthrift, whatever you call that. We get some love oracle cards for Capricorn. Love oracle card for Capricorn. Got a really kind of interesting energy. This laid back, but the desire is there. It's like an undertone. It's like a laid back, chill, I'm cool, but underneath it, you're like, yeah, I fucking want some. The runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy and listening to ego. Okay, I'm pretty sure you've already got listening to ego. You need to let that go. Continue doing your reading and your studying. Fear of intimacy. This could have been due to past experiences you had. Don't cling on to the fear. Don't expect that the next person that's going to come into your life is going to be the same, or that it's going to be the same lesson. If you've already learned what you needed to learn, it should not be a repeat, okay? If there's certain things that are showing you, like red flags, that this could potentially be a repeat, you've learned the lesson, so then what steps are you going to take now to move forward? What decisions do you make now moving forward? What words do you speak now? Okay? And if you are resentful of maybe being a runner in a past situation, it might have had to play out that way. Understand that lessons need to be learned, and sometimes they are a bit of the harder way. It doesn't necessarily, it's not always fun, but as long as you're getting the message that you needed to. Running towards change. See, like I said, it could be a positive thing. What else can we get for Capricorn? Love oracle card for singles. It might seem overwhelming. Don't get stubborn on yourself now, just because things are going well. It might be a little foreign. Might be a little foreign to you now that things are going well. I hear that. I understand it completely. Capricorn, let me get some love oracle card for Capricorn. Date. See? Meeting someone new. Date. Get back out there. Plan. Set a date. With this sword. You are more than capable. If you're a single Capricorn out there, you're more than capable of standing up tall. Good posture, remember. Hold on to that solar plexus. And you hold your confidence within yourself. If you want to go on a date, know what you have to offer. Know your intelligence. Know what gifts you carry. Know what you can bring to a conversation or even energy that you could share with another person. Understand that you're valuable, okay? You are worthy. If you are currently with somebody right now, there could be a moment where you feel like you should be meeting someone new, but this doesn't necessarily have to be for romance. I know it says date, but you can set a date, right? Doesn't necessarily mean you have to go out with somebody. I'm getting mixed messages for that. Plan and set. You might feel like if you set something in stone that, oh, it's a responsibility energy. Okay. So what, you don't want to be held accountable? Come on. You've already got the acceptance in there. Relationship. It's a test. A little bit of resistance. Research restaurants. I don't know why I'm getting that. Just know your shit ahead of time. Just study. You're really smart, Capricorn. All right? You hold information and knowledge like a lot more than you would expect you do. That's all I can say about that. The Sword and Rose. So a little bit dainty and a little bit jagged. Clarity, truth. I'm getting a bit of both, like yin and yang. A bit of balance there. So you got to be able to speak your truth, but be gentle with your words. Clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. Honor yourself. That will reflect on the outside, okay? Honor yourself, especially if you're getting out there and meeting new people. Even when it just comes to your family. Again, speaking your truth is very important. So we got 2 swords here, right? It is your strength. It may have felt like a weakness before because people use those words against you, but it is your strength. Your words, you can articulate them very well. Because you're intelligent, you can articulate your words in ways that most people can't. You have a greater understanding, so use that. That's what I'm picking up. You're a very, very intelligent person. There may be a little bit of shadow work that needs to be done still. Like I said, if you're coming out of hermit, give yourself a breather. Okay, you don't have to sit there and dwell for years and years and years. That's a choice as well. You can come up out of it and have a little bit of fun too. Just don't get knocked off your horse, right? Because if there's certain things that you didn't pick up on before and you didn't learn, well, then you're going to be put in situations to learn those. And you can also not react to that in a negative way either. Okay, what else can we get for Capricorn? One more for the Oracle. Study self. Ecstasy, success. Graph charts. What else can we get? This one's sneaking out here. Ooh, yeah, your shadow side will catch up with you. Mask. Not showing true feelings. Hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. I'm not saying that you're gaslighting anybody but yourself, but this whole idea of not showing true feelings. Now, you're able to start speaking your truth, okay, which is good. That's a good step. But when it comes to your emotions and feelings, how you truly feel, you're allowed to show that it's not a weakness. Again, like I said, if words were used for against you in the past, your emotions could have been used against you too, even if they were genuine and you really truly felt something. Somebody could have manipulated you into believing that that wasn't true. And keep in mind that's a projection of their own insecurities and their own fears, doubts, and whatever it is that they didn't learn from that was placed onto them. So then they're passing it down to you. That was not an actuality. That was just programming, and that was a projection that they placed onto you. So you can uproot that and remove it and understand and accept, like you have been other things, that being in a partnership or showing your feelings and stuff like that and being vulnerable isn't going to get you crushed. Okay, if somebody's going to do that to you and start trampling all over you, well, then you have your answer. Clear as day. Okay, well, you taught me what I needed to. I'll be on my way. It doesn't have to destroy you. It doesn't have to bring you down to the ground. It doesn't even have to knock you off your high horse. You get the memo, You're like, okay, well, that didn't work. Okay, on to the next person. Or maybe I'll try later, and maybe I should just focus on myself. But whatever it is, you've got the duality here too, right? You've got the happy and sad. They're both valid. They both teach you something. Listen to more music if it helps bring you into your creative side and your... I want to just shove that back in there like it doesn't exist instead of put it with the rest of the cards. Nice try. I'm going to go find that card now. Don't be hiding anything. It's not a shameful thing. You have to own that shit because it's a part of you too. And it doesn't mean it gets to rule who you are. Okay? Doesn't mean it gets to rule who you are or that you have to be ashamed of it. It's being, no. Yeah, I was hiding my feelings before, but the reason I did it was this. And I understand that that's not the case anymore, and I don't have to hide my feelings anymore. There. It's done. Okay. I got an engagement ring on the bottom there. Maybe you're thinking of engaging to somebody or a past engagement. Okay. Let whatever was in the past go. Okay, Capricorn? We got biblical. All right, every time I see this card, it really draws me to the fact that he's working hard and studying. He's working on a project with the hands, though. With the hands. Chiseling away at something. This could be chipping away at the ego, having to kind of, I don't want to say knock yourself down, but kind of humble yourself a little bit instead of other people doing that for you. You're humbling yourself. You're like, you know what? The shit choices I made in the past didn't really help me, and they didn't really do nothing for me, and the ego was really kind of getting in my way. And it's just me being stubborn. It's just me being in denial. It's just me not wanting to show my true feelings. It's just me not wanting to speak my truth. It's just me whatever. And I own that. I accept it. I move forward. This could have been something that was passed down to you. This is past life oracle card, okay? And biblical does usually resonate with religion and stuff like that. You could have come from a long line of religious people. Maybe it's something that's not for you. You know, it's not your forte. And I want to put this over the Ace of Swords. So maybe you need to speak that as well. It's almost kind of responsible for the crown on top. So this could have been some form of oppression that you had to get through, or your family. Or this could be making sense of the religious viewpoints. Not necessarily shutting them all down. Because every little bit around the world has a piece of the puzzle. You can't dismiss it. Because it's there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? High priest or priestess. Yeah, you're very equipped. Your words are very powerful. Use them wisely. If you were in a negative state before with any anger, resentment, or anything, let that shit go. That's not going to help you manifest. That'll manifest negative stuff, and you may do some harm to people. Your words are powerful, okay? So high priest, priestess. This is a bloodline thing.